September 22nd, 2024. A quiet morning in Killeen, Texas, exploded into chaos. Gunshots shattered the calm. Birds scattered. Doors slammed shut. 23-year-old Dirkshawn Bryan lay bleeding in the street, the victim of a sudden, brutal attack. The person responsible? Gone without a trace. For months, he would elude law enforcement, slipping from city to city, state to state. A ghost in the shadows. Investigators chased leads, followed tips, and mapped out every possible route till the United States Marshals Service, relentless and methodical, finally closed in at a quiet home on Lippert Road in Canton, Ohio. This is the story of Tion Green, the fugitive who believed he could escape justice, and the manhunt that refused to let him vanish. It began as a normal morning. Police were responding to routine calls when gunfire erupted across the quiet streets. Neighbors froze, some screaming, others ducking for cover. Cars screeched to a halt. Windows shook. Officers arrived within minutes to find Dirkshawn Bryan, bleeding heavily, fighting for his life. Despite the frantic efforts of first responders, he did not survive. The community was stunned. This was not a random act. Someone had a motive. Someone had planned it. And the suspect had already disappeared into the night. Questions raced through investigators' minds. Who could commit such a violent act? How had they vanished so completely? Where were they hiding? And could they strike again? The answers would not come easily. The investigation quickly focused on Tion Green, a 20-year-old with no known violent criminal record publicly. Police discovered connections placing him near the scene and potentially linking him to the murder weapon. By January 2025, an arrest warrant was issued, but Green had already vanished. Authorities described him as careful, resourceful, and extremely cautious. Every lead had to be verified, every tip cross-checked. He wasn't reckless. He planned his moves meticulously, avoiding social media and keeping off digital grids. Every day of his evasion increased tension. Investigators knew that even the most careful fugitive leaves traces, and those traces would eventually tell the story. Green's disappearance escalated the case into a multi-state manhunt. The Killeen Police Department quickly coordinated with federal authorities, handing the investigation to the U.S. Marshals Service, experts in locating and capturing elusive fugitives. The Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force, OVFTF, monitored every credible tip.
Meantime, the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force is in the business of tracking down criminals on the run.
Every reported sighting. Green moved cautiously, short stays, avoiding routines, leaving no digital footprints. Investigators tracked his possible routes, contacts, and previous locations. Weeks turned into months. Tips poured in. Some promising, others dead ends. One small mistake could allow him to disappear again. To intensify public awareness, Green was named Fugitive of the Week, alerting citizens nationwide. This generated dozens of leads. Every call, every tip was examined with painstaking care. The tension was palpable. Each day, law enforcement asked themselves, will today be the day he's caught? Or will he slip away once again? Months on the run can change a person. Fear mixes with desperation. Strategic thinking blends with unpredictable choices. Green became a ghost. Careful, yet under pressure. Investigators studied his patterns. Short stays in residences, avoiding predictable routines, constantly monitoring law enforcement activity. But even the smartest fugitive leaves traces. Every tip brought renewed suspense. Could this be the break investigators needed? The psychological battle, fugitive versus the law, reached a crescendo. Each day of evasion heightened stakes for both sides. Tips eventually led marshals to the Akron, Ohio area. Surveillance teams monitored several residences. Hours turned into days. Every movement was precise, every observation critical. Finally, a home on Lippert Road in Canton emerged as the focus. Law enforcement prepared carefully, knowing a dangerous suspect could resist or flee. Months of pursuit had led to this point. Tension was at its peak. Officers positioned themselves strategically. Every step was calculated. Every team member knew the risks. On the morning of March 10th, 2026, the marshals approached the residence. Green attempted to barricade himself inside, a desperate last move. But law enforcement was ready. Tactical units moved in with precision. After a tense standoff, Green was taken into custody without further incident. Months of illusion had ended on a quiet street in Ohio, far from the chaos in Killeen. He would remain in Ohio custody until extradition to Texas, where he faces the murder charge. Here's how the story unfolded. September 22nd, 2024. Shooting in Killeen. January 2025. Arrest warrant issued months. Fugitive on the run across states. March 10th, 2026. Arrest in Canton, Ohio. This sequence highlights months of dedication, coordination, and relentless pursuit by law enforcement. Each tip, each lead, and every surveillance hour brought investigators closer. Suspense grew daily. A real-life thriller unfolding across state lines. Tion Green will now face justice for the death of Dirkshawn Bryan. This case reminds us, fugitives may run, but the law never sleeps. For the victim's family, it brings closure. For law enforcement, it's a testament to relentless pursuit and teamwork. For the public, a chilling reminder: crime leaves traces, and justice eventually catches up. Every tip matters, every painstaking hour matters, and every fugitive, no matter how careful, eventually faces the consequences. This was yet another shocking story, exposing the hidden depths of crime in America. If you value truth and in-depth investigations, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you are the first to get our latest reports. Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know which story you want to see next. Stay with our America Crime Depth reports and uncover the truth behind every case.